Well, all I know is it's daytime, and it's Thursday, 8:42 a.m. I wonder if what date it is. I lose track of things sometimes. January 31st. Boy, January just flew by. And it got cold too. I nearly froze to death in this damn RV. I went back to Missouri and I got caught in like 0-degree weather, and for 30 days with I'm gonna get my damn cup of tea. Got caught in 0-degree weather for 30 days, and I was no heat, no power. All the batteries ran down, and I was in severe morphine and prescription drug withdrawal. It was one of the worst times of my life. The worst time of my life. That wasn't the worst. It was pretty bad. But it was crazy, you know. I love that first warm cup of tea in the morning. It was the kind of deal where I was up on the bed up here with a couple of big giant comforters fully clothed underneath those for several days, just sweating and shaking but freezing to death too. The cold, that sucked. I finally, as soon as I got some money, I drove out of there. It was harsh circumstances. Then the worst time of my life was I was wrongfully thrown in Los Angeles County Jail for a while, and took them a couple months to figure out that I was completely innocent. It was I learned a bunch, man. I wasn't, you always worry about prison rape and shit like that, I didn't see anything like that happen. I'm sure it does, but it was the kind of thing where, that's why I put those vatos in that "We Will Rock You" video, because I already spoke Spanish pretty good, and I had some dealings with those guys on the street, friendly dealings, but it was a whole deal, and I was nearly, you're lucky. I was lucky. I was really not well, and I was lucky to survive, not because the other inmates, but the guards. And I nearly was beaten to death by the guards in Los Angeles County Jail. And when you don't have any money, some people said, well, sue them. Well, that's whatever. It's a big... As soon as I walked in there and I saw how vast it was, I realized, oh, this is a business, and someone is making a tremendous amount of money from this. And, finally, when they figured out I was completely innocent and let me go, it was like insult to injury. And there was no apology for nearly killing me. And I had cancer without knowing it when I was in there, and I was really, really sick. I was out of my feet. They could have given two shits. I was in a daze a lot of the time. Went into a coma in there just for no reason, They could have given two shits. Anyway, I'll probably do a whole vlog on the LA County Jail sometime. I did at my other site, but anyway, I learned that, the state sometimes sanctions kidnapping, assault, and all of that, that countries do that to people sometimes, and without reason. And there was no apology. In fact, there was a violent bum's rush when I was let out. It was just insanity. It's insanity. It's absurdity at its most, at its finest. Fucking jail. I know why people are, you know, violent about it now too. You know, that was the worst time of my life. The absolute worst. I'm not pissed at anybody about it. It's just one of those things. It's all those young police officers and jail guards, sheriff's deputies. They're just part of a giant machine. They don't understand, but they're a happily functioning cog because they get a paycheck out of it, you know. So, yeah, what else? Oh man, but that was just nearly freezing to death in here. That was uncomfortable. And then jail, that was really uncomfortable. Lucky to survive it. Right, it's one of those that which does not kill me makes me stronger kind of a deal. I always wondered what it was like. I'm actually, there could be so much rage about some stuff, but I wondered what it was like in there, and I learned I was really never more glad to get out. And then, the absurdity of the whole thing, and that's one of the reasons too I left Los Angeles. Here I was, homeless in this damn thing anyway, living in this RV on the streets with cancer, addicted to morphine, trigeminal neuralgia, severe depression, all kinds of problems, and physical problems, legitimate problems. And these guys were trying to, squeeze money out of me. Basically, that's what it was about. I learned, the state uses that system, and it doesn't have much to do with justice and everything to do with sort of putting people in a meat grinder and see if they can turn the handle and seeing if money comes out. It's like everything else in life. So I calculated last night. I wanted to go outside, and I probably will, although there's not much tape left on this. Tape. It makes you sound like a fucking caveman. Tape. Jesus, tape. I know, tape. Jesus. Tape. Get my damn shoes on. I wore cowboy boots my whole life, or boots, until I got here, and now I just wear these damn old man slipper things, It's so much easier. But the way my dad was, he wore cowboy boots every day. Probably died in them, for all I know. Oh, that's the other thing. He died years ago, but he already left me a whole bunch of money in a small amount, like a couple $100,000. Anyway, there's a check in there for $1,300 from, he had some mineral rights, and I had a bunch of money at the time he died, like 05 or 06. So I didn't like him at all. He was a dick, he just couldn't get it. And biggest influence of anybody in my life, negative influence, fucking dad. He wasn't necessarily a douchebag, he was just he could be, let me think. Dad. He just wasn't my type of guy. He didn't like me, and he really damaged me a lot, and it took me till I was probably 25 before I could he taught me I was nothing. He taught me I was nothing. When that went off, my dad was prone to violent outbursts. I guess the apple don't fall from the tree. I'm good. I don't do shit like that anymore. But when that started beeping just then, it's early. My reaction was to just punch my head through the damn thing. I don't do stuff like that anymore. But one time I did. But yeah, my dad, I was probably 25 years old before I felt like I had the right to breathe without feeling shame or fear or guilt. I just felt like he taught me one thing. I'll probably do a whole vlog on him, or I'm making a short film about him, but it's been difficult. Right? It's like one of those therapy sessions. I hate you, mother. I hate you, mom. You know, it is what it is, but he really fucked me up, and it took me so long. You know, I was 20, 25 before I outgrew his sort of psychic influence on me. And you know, he taught me shame and fear. And, well, this just ain't my motherfucking day. Like the bastard prone to violent outbursts, you know. Yeah, that's funny. I used to be real huffy about stuff when I was like really, you know, in my teens and at times and 20s, and then you outgrow it when you get older because it just physically hurts to be pissy and punch and stuff. You know, you get too old. Plus, I took martial arts, and Mr. Yu taught me a lot about self-control, and you know, I never socked anybody much at all, and if I did, they definitely deserved it or had already socked or were trying to punch me, you know. Generally, I like people, but as stated in previous vlogs, most of them are bastards. I should sweep off the roof in here. It just looks so horrible with that. The roof gets kind of... I took the guard off this, and it blew a bunch of dust over there, and it just looks like shit. That's why I shoot in black and white, though. Oh, man. I can't get out because of the damn trash. Shit, I can't see anything. Probably the president of Europe will be over there banging on some shit. Oh, there's a couple of workmen. I can't see a damn thing. I don't know what they're doing over there. I can't see them. No glasses. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Trash. I hope that, you know, I just got with that Italian girl that followed me. I mean, she followed me, man. A lot of girls in their 20s have daddy issues, I guess. And I think it's the beard or something. Oh, it's so fucking bright out here. The day comes rushing in at me. It turned off cold. It's pretty cold here. Shit, howdy. Oh, you know, I think I'll do one from down below. Put that there. And, makes it look like I got a giant freaking nose sometimes at that angle, which I do, actually. Don't care anymore. So, yeah, I could go on about jail, and I could go on wrongfully. I definitely will add. They found I was totally innocent. They let me go. I could go on about my dad forever. What's that thing? I never sang for my father. He says, in that monologue, my friend of mine did that, an actor, fucking actors, did that monologue. At the end of it, or it's in the text or the subtext of the monologue, it says, when someone dies, that relationship doesn't die, it just goes on and on, seeking a resolution that never comes. And, oh, great, these fucking meth head neighbors. I'm just a bundle of joy today. So, Yeah, for me though, I've learned to resolve those things. It is what it is. In Stephen Hawking's Cambridge lectures about the universe, it he comes to a point, and kind of all of the answers of science can be sort of boiled down to all of the most technical and heavily numerical answers of cosmology in the universe can be boiled down to the universe's voice. He goes, it just is. It can be stated as it simply is. It's like, yeah, duh. You got like 92 PhDs to tell me that, Got to figure out how to spend that money. Oh, it's a woman. I haven't seen it. What is this strange woman? Oh, they're probably fighting. She's over early in the morning, sneaking in. I need to get that on tape. She's sneaking around. A skulking woman. Skulkerimenya. Shit, come on, man. You can't see a damn thing. Yeah, she was skulking in there. And that car doesn't belong there, really. That's another issue I could go on and on about and sometimes do, but not much to say there. Women. Damn glad I'm through with that. Damn glad I'm mostly through with this whole fucking world, tell you the truth. Me and Picard. As when a man finds there's more days behind him than there are in front of him, number one. Jesus. It's windy out and cold out. And there's wolves out here. Long ass rambling vlog. One of these scientists said that man is cockroach of the universe, and sometimes I'm inclined to agree. I think they have an unlimited potential, but we're still sort of in the caveman thinking era. So I got to figure out whether I'm going to pay for publishing and publish an album and sell it, which makes it a whole different thing, or buy a new laptop and that's it, or publish like $500-600 worth of songs, offer them for sale, which people would buy. They ask every day almost, and then with me, with somebody my age, look, I'm not unrealistic, although I think it's an untapped market. There's a huge market for the music, and maybe in small, and I don't care if it's me or, I would like it to be me that does it, but I don't want my image plastered everywhere or anything. Since I'm nowhere near well anymore, it's I couldn't tour or wouldn't tour to support an album, and you don't have to anymore. That's why I'm doing this. The first media star really was that Metallica was the first band to ever sell 1 million units without, I'm going to go back in, without label support. This fucking thing says I'm out of tape. That time it was on purpose. Metallica was the first band to sell 1 million units without any label support. I had no support from anybody. except a couple people on the internet, you know. Not even money, no money support, of course not from anybody. But I mean, look at these bastards that spam you with over and over again. Some of them I block after a few days, and these young rappers, no wonder they're frustrated. There's just so much on YouTube, so much going on, and to get anybody to watch anything is crazy. But yeah, Metallica was the first band to sell 1 million albums without label support. Paula Abdul was the first true media star. She had her songs on MTV. Her first gig, she walked out onto a stage at LA Forum. I think there were 19,000 people there, her very first concert. So, media is the way to go. You know, I'm convinced that I'm doing some really, you know, very high quality covers, both artistically and technically, of some great tunes, and that's why I chose covers. They're already popular, and I love them myself. But I'm also convinced that people would give a shit, but I'm convinced you've got to market it, you know, and get it out there, which I do 24 hours a day. I'm also sort of convinced most people don't give a shit, even if you do something incredible. People just don't give a shit, you know. They're too worried about getting their own. You know, I'm 49 years old. It's like my whole life has been about this. So I don't care how many. I don't even get haters anymore. I probably get one just as I say it every time. But, you know, in fact, I've had several haters that came by and said, hey, this is a fake hater site. I said, but I really like what you're doing. Keep doing it, you know. And it's posted on some of the songs. And then I've had several come back and apologize. One woman in France not too long ago came by and said fuck you or something, and then came back a couple of weeks later and said, I'm really sorry, I listened to the music, I really like it, I like what you're doing, I was in a bad mood that day. So weird shit happens, you know. But you know, it's so many. These kids kill me. They've been doing it all of like 30 minutes music, and they want to make their bones. None of them have any skill, mostly, or training, or talent. There's a lot of talented people, but you know, they start blasting their bullshit everywhere relentlessly, and so you're up against 1 million children with cell phones without label support. If just fucking Universal Music or somebody would understand the profit in this and get behind me and put, you know, even $10,000 into an ad campaign, even $1,000 into an ad campaign, and get it out there, I think it could be huge. And it's not about me at all. It's about the music, the songs, and they sound better because of technology than they originally did. You know, a lot of mine lately sound better artistically and technically. And if something sounds great technically, it sounds bigger, more relevant, and more important than when they were made. So, but I think I'll die pretty, you know, before anybody notices, and then I don't think anybody. I think in the fullness of time, some people will care, and it might even be some sort of like folk tale or something. My story, you know. But not anytime soon. People are too, you know, it sounds terrible to say it, but they're just too fucking greedy. They're too give me and fuck you is the slogan of like the 2000s, that generation, you know. And I've been polite my whole life, and I politely stepped aside. I can hear my guitar resonating with my voice sometimes. You know, I've watched all this, but not anymore. It's like I've politely stepped aside, and it's ugly, the marketing and the stuff in major labels. It's marketing guys that brought me in to produce stuff. And all the deadbeat, you know, the just deadbeat losers that want to do music that have no talent and can't, most of them. The engineers that have been doing it for a week, you know, and they're sleeping with the studio manager, and they sabotage your career. Children, you know, who don't understand. You've been doing it your whole life. You're a journeyman, you know. It gets ugly, but I'm not stepping aside anymore. I'm not. This is my final deal. You know, this is the culmination of my life's work. So, and I've listened to it critically. It's really good, actually. You know, I'm not just because it's me, but giving it a professional listen. About half of it can compete with anything, and the other half can be brought up to compete with anything artistically or audio quality wise that there is. And the cock crowed thrice. The cock crowed thrice before you two betrayed the bastard. I guess it's fitting my best friend. My best friend. It's really fitting. My best friend is a prostitute. She's a piece of work. The cock crowed thrice. Yeah, I don't take any of this shit too seriously, but it can get annoying. Other than that, yeah, that's my advice to you people. People are mostly bastards. Most of them are bastards. The Sex Pistols ending. I know the end is near. I've come to feel the My Way. The My Way ending.